course, we always watch the wind direction because we know that
Yeah.
potentially can help or hurt us.
Yeah, I just got an email from somebody just 5 minutes ago wanting to know about the weekend wind. And wind is becoming all a big factor, especially when we get that west wind. It's an all-day thing. But an east wind is going to be much better, and it looks like it will be that way over the weekend for most of the day. Now, this is the Holmes Beach webcam showing you near the Beach Bistro there. Calm conditions out on the waters, and not many people strolling on by, so it's pretty quiet. And I got a photo from Cindy Desmond at the Venice Jetty. Says she saw no one there this afternoon. Not much rain around, and it looks like we're going to see a few spotty showers still possible this evening, making their way back to the coast. High pressure right over really Florida, and it's building along the eastern seaboard. And what that means is we get the east wind around that high pressure ridge throughout most of the day and night. But that afternoon sea breeze is not going to be held back. So it will develop each and every afternoon like it did today. The wind out of the east was very light today, but for the most part, the heavy rain that was around has come to an end. We are looking at a few showers that were pretty strong right along I-75, stretching down southward toward Lakewood Ranch, and those have vanished. What's happening now is this dry air from the Gulf of Mexico is working its way in the upper levels. These storms get up to that level, 30, 40,000 feet, tap into that dry air, and it kind of shuts them down. These two breezes will meet right there into central portions of Hardee and DeSoto County. I look for some storms to develop there, and the models are in agreement with that. We have had heavy rainfall in some isolated areas in Manatee County, 1.5 inches there near Ellington, and south of Ellington, actually near Heritage Harbor. Some heavy rainfall earlier. Well, here's the model. This may be a little late. I think this is going to happen a little sooner than that. Around 8 o'clock, the storms will start to fire up here, and then one or two will work their way off to the west, and a few showers are still possible, but most areas staying dry this evening, I think, along the coast. And then tomorrow, notice that sea breeze starting to kick in. A few spotty showers are possible, and then those showers will move inland with the sea breeze. They'll develop and strengthen here, and then one or two will push back toward the coast in the afternoon. A much better chance of that exists on into Thursday. You'll start to see a little bit more fill-in of these storms and push toward the coast in the afternoon and evening. A little bit more intensity, too, as well with those storms, I do believe, on Thursday. And that will continue on in through the weekend as a result of that generally east to southeasterly wind flow on through the weekend. Well, down to our south, we got to keep an area, watching this area here in the western Caribbean Sea. This is where most of the storms late in the season start to develop, or a lot of them, and they have a tendency to move north as more and more fronts start to move down into the southeast. They pick that up and carry it off to the northeast, and that's when Florida becomes a little bit more vulnerable, on the west coast anyway, and we'll keep an eye on that. This one not going to be a problem as it heads off to the west. Remnants of what was Isaac pushing off to the west, and it looks like Texas, which saw a lot of rainfall. We were focused on Florence, but Texas was looking at a disturbance all weekend long, and that brought up to 9 to 12 inches of rainfall in some areas. Also, it could go toward Louisiana, at least the remnants of that. Out in the Atlantic, Joyce is making a comeback. It was downgraded to just a tropical low, and now it's back to tropical depression status. And there's the path. Very unusual season so far with these paths and intensities. That's going to stay out there in the Atlantic, it looks like, as we're not going to see much of Joyce. I think it will fade away in the open waters of the Atlantic. That dry air I mentioned slipping in right there. You can see it right over Florida, and a lot of dry air to the east of us. That's going to vanish, I think, and we'll start to see a little bit more moisture come back into the picture. Temperatures right now pretty warm in South County, a little bit cooler into North Sarasota and Manatee County. Florence finally heading out into the Atlantic now. For boaters, winds will be out of the east, turning to the northwest at 5 to 10. Light chop out there for boaters. Not much going on as far as the seas go. And fall comes in on Saturday just before 10 o'clock in the evening. We'll have a slight chance for a shower on Wednesday. Much better getting back to that afternoon and evening thunderstorm pattern. Even though we're in fall, we're still going to see those summer afternoon storms right through next week. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you.